Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 15th of December and I have some rather interesting comments from the industry analyst Michael Pachter, who I'm sure you are all very familiar with by this point, and he has discussed what he thinks of Sony's lineup for the PS4 next year. Now, of course, we've had quite a few big releases come out at the end of this year, and of course some at the beginning as well, but mostly the end. But I would argue that the really big hyped titles are still yet to come, and they of course include the old 1886, Bloodborne, and Uncharted 4, and of course we've got multi-platform titles such as The Witcher 3 as well. And of course the Xbox One has got Halo 5 Guardians, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Fable Legends, so we've got quite a few big titles on the horizon. So I think it's more than appropriate as we approach the end of the year to discuss what Michael Pachter thinks of the lineup and my own personal opinions on what he has to say. So, what does he have to say for himself this time, you ask? Well, he said, quote, "I think it's the quantity of quality games. Normally you'd expect kind of one game in the spring, one or two in the fall, but what do you have? 6 big titles. It's probably doubled. I don't know what Microsoft has planned, but I will be willing to bet that it's not this many. I'm surprised because I've really thought that manufacturers wouldn't take the risk of developing for one console, but they are taking it." Scott Rode, who is the developer for the PlayStation software product development for Sony Worldwide Studios America, has done a phenomenal job. And you have done a phenomenal job, he said, and he was referring to Adam Boyes, who is the VP Publisher of Developer Relations at PlayStation. Then he went on to say, quote, "You guys got your shit together early in the cycle," of course referring to Sony. "This is where Nintendo right now is suffering because they still don't have the quantity of exclusives to drive their console, and you guys have this plan. It's peaking next year, and that's exactly where you want to be. It's great, and it's impressive." Now, it's hard to say who's going to win, and unfortunately I'm not psychic. As always, Mystic Meg is nowhere to be found. But if we look at it in terms of quantity, then Sony has the upper hand so far in terms of exclusives. Of course, we may see some more reveals coming our way, but at the moment we know we've got Uncharted 4, Bloodborne, as well as of course Ratchet and Clank and the old 1886 coming for the PS4, and to be honest I've got a feeling that we're going to be either seeing a God of War reboot or sort of HD collection of some description, or we're going to see another entry into the God of War series, which would be nice if it wasn't about Kratos again. I think it'd be really interesting if God of War would take it in a kind of new direction and focus on a new mythology, a new main character, deal with different gods and legends and whatnot. That would actually be kind of cool. But regardless of speculation, we have for the Xbox One Halo 5, as I said previously, Fable Legends, and Quantum Break, as well as a few others as well. Including of course Scalebound from Platinum Games, and of course we're going to be seeing quite a few indies exclusive to both platforms as well, so it's definitely going to be an interesting race. Now obviously quality does not equal quality. In fact, sometimes it's kind of the opposite. The more you have, the less quality there is, or you know, you're going to have lots of really good quality games or one really awesome game. So obviously there's no way to predict who's going to win the race, but in terms of pure quantity, Sony has the lead, but I'm sure Microsoft have got something up their sleeve. And even if they don't, even if they put out some really good games, if Sony or the developers working on these games for the PlayStation 4 kind of mess up how some of the big releases have done this year, then the Xbox One is going to be ahead because, well, they might have less games but they'd be better quality, etc. So I'm just saying quantity is not always everything. But it's going to be an interesting year, I think. Of course, we've seen the Xbox One take the lead in November according to the NPD Group's records, which is amazing. So the race is finally and truly on between these two consoles, and it's only going to get hotter as we move into 2015. Anyway, that is me done for this video, but do let me know which game of next year are you looking forward to the most that's an exclusive. Of course, we've got quite a few multi-platform games that are big releases, to say The Witcher, but exclusive-wise, what are you looking forward to the most? I'd love to know, and I'll see you next time.